Ladies and gentlemen, our thanks to the National University of Ireland Maynooth Chamber Choir for their wonderful performance during the reception. Our thanks to Dr. Philip Nolan, President of the College, who has traveled from Ireland and is with us today. Now I would ask you to please stand. Our anthems today are sung by our wonderful young Irish tenor, Paul Byram.
At in the ronne koen, fwy vodna se, shantir or shinshir fasta, ni ok fo fwintir on no fwintro, anug da heim savana vel, Lagiane gwel con bosh no sel, Lagana shrech, Fwilovak nabile, Shaliv kanik aron navin. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the rampart we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Gentlemen, Paul Byram, thank you very much. And I might mention again, the people you heard in the reception, the National University of Ireland Maynooth Chamber Choir. If you could come to order, please. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dennis Swanson, and as president of this council, it's a great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to today's very special St. Patrick's Day luncheon, a lunch meeting of your council. First, it's always a privilege and an honor to welcome a representative from the government of Ireland. He has graciously agreed to join us today for what I know is a crowded schedule, and hopefully you'll give him a little bit more of attention than you're giving me. We appreciate his taking time out to join us. As he's on his way to the airport to travel out of town, he's actually going to Pittsburgh to spend the afternoon with Ambassador Rooney. We're going to ask him to say a few words now. He's one of Ireland's most important political figures. In March of 2011, the Taoiseach, Enda Kenny, and other colleagues in the Labour Party, he was involved in forming a new coalition government in perhaps the most challenging economic environment ever faced by an incoming cabinet. Pat Rabbitte has been Minister for Communications, Energy, and Natural Resources in the Government of Ireland for the past 2 years. In the legislature, he serves as the Dublin Southwest constituency. He was the leader of the Labour Party from October 2002 to August 2007. He's a native of Claremorris, County Mayo, and graduated from University College Galway. He brings his greetings today from Ireland. It is a distinct privilege for me to ask you to join me in welcoming Minister Pat Rabbitte to the podium.
Thank you very much indeed, Dennis, Ambassador, dignitaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted on behalf of the Irish government to be with you this afternoon as you celebrate the St. Patrick's Day festival. I have attended some very fine parties since I came here, but I have to tell you that none of them can hold a candle to the party that we're having in Ireland in 2013. We are organising an event called The Gathering, where a special effort has been put in over the last year to inviting people of Irish origins, Irish affinity, affection for Ireland, to Ireland to celebrate with us. And I hope that as many of you as possible, and members of the various clubs and societies of which you're members, will come to visit Ireland during 2013. It also is a tremendous opportunity to do business in Ireland. Dennis has made reference to the fact that we've come through some rocky times in the last few years, but I'm glad to say that we have turned the corner. We're back in the bond markets, raising 10-year bonds during the week. We've had our best ever year last year, the best in 10 in terms of foreign direct investment. We've had some 1 million visitors from North America last year. We returned positive growth for the first time in 6 years, and generally speaking, the economic indicators qualified for the general performance in the Eurozone at the moment. But given stability in the Eurozone, Ireland is especially well geared to grow again and is more competitive than it was. And I want to acknowledge the contribution of Irish America towards that. I want to acknowledge in particular the role of so many people with origins in Ireland who have brought business to Ireland. We get a totally disproportionate share of foreign direct investment. It does offer business the opportunity to establish a toehold in the market of some 500 million people in the European Union. And I think we're well geared to accommodate that in terms of the investment that we have put into education and innovation. We have skilled workforce, well educated, I think a welcoming corporate tax regime, and we hope that if you can join us in Ireland during the gathering in 2013, that you will also be able to do business. I want to thank this particular gathering and the people that have served down the years for their contribution to the evolving situation that brought us peace on the island, and to acknowledge that contribution, because it was at a critical time a very important one for us. I also want to thank Team Ireland here for keeping the flag flying for the old country, and to pay tribute to their contribution. So I'm sorry I can't continue to be with you. Pittsburgh calls, and I'm looking forward to that. I hope that you will have one of the best St. Patrick's Day here in New York, where It is the greatest parade on earth on St. Patrick's Day, and I wish it well, and thank you again for your welcome, and look forward to seeing some of you in Ireland over the year ahead. Thank you again.
Before we let the minister go off to Pittsburgh to see Ambassador Rooney, it's our tradition to give a Tiffany apple, the crystal apple, symbolic of New York City, and hope that you'll always remember this visit as a result of that. Minister,
Thanks, Dennis.
that's great.
Thank you.
Great. Have a safe trip. Now this, of course, is a festive time as we celebrate one of the most important days on our calendar in this great city of New York. And I'm delighted that so many council members and distinguished guests could join us here today. And I'd like to take a few moments to recognize some special guests. Many of us in this room have been recipients of this woman's generous hospitality at her beautiful home in Manhattan. In fact, I was just there on Monday night. Please welcome Honora Kilkenny, the wife of Ireland's General Counsel here in New York, Noel Kilkenny. She's a distinguished diplomat who currently serves as Ireland's ambassador to the United Nations. Just last month, the government in Dublin announced that she will become Ireland's first female ambassador to the United States in Washington, D.C. It is always a great honor to welcome and today add our congratulations to Ambassador Ann Anderson. The New York St. Patrick's Day Parade is the oldest and largest civic parade on earth. This year is 253rd anniversary of this celebrated tradition. We're so pleased to acknowledge the Grand Marshal of this year's parade, Alfred E. Smith IV, and his wife, Nan. He's a colleague of mine at News Corporation, is a faithful and longtime supporter of this council. Our thanks, as always, to John Nayland. Last year, he filled out his guest speaker double bill with Minister Pat Rabbitt at the Council's Spring Corporate Luncheon in Dublin, which focused on the topic of energy. He's in the process of putting the finishing touches to plans for a $250 million electric power plant in County Mayo. We welcome U.S. board member of this council, the great Jerry Crotty is here. A great council supporter and board member from Prudential Financial, we're delighted to see Barbara Koster and her colleagues, several of whom are visiting from the company's facilities in Donegal. You are all welcome. And it's always a pleasure to welcome board members from the Council's Ireland chapter. From Dublin, where she is a partner at PwC, please welcome one of this Council's staunchest supporters, Marie O'Connor. Also in town today from Dublin is board member Brendan Cahill from the law firm William Fry. He's still such a great supporter of the Council. He masterminded this year's winter meetings in Florida. I want to acknowledge the 2009 Grand Marshal of the New York Parade, and my predecessor as president of this council, the ever-popular Mike Gibbons. As I mentioned, we had a very successful winter meeting in Palm Beach, Florida last month. A major reason that this year's winter meeting was successful is the sponsorship support from a loyal council member. I'd like to acknowledge Brian Stack of CIE Tours International. The chairman of the parade committee does us all proud in the work they do in making the parade so successful year after year. John Dunleavy is here, and we're delighted to welcome him today. We in the council are proud of our student scholarship program. This will be the 29th year in which we've operated this program. We're grateful for the support of Fordham University in participating with us in this effort. We thank the Dean of Students, Dr. John Kessel and Mary Shelley from the Office of Prestigious Fellowships at Fordham University, who are here with us today. Thank you both. Finally, being a proud member of the United States Marine Corps, I want to mention Colonel James Gagnon, who's the battalion commander of the 1st Battalion, 69th Infantry Regiment, also known as the Fighting 69th, which by tradition will step off in leading the parade on 5th Avenue tomorrow. Colonel, you're welcome here today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you can talk all you want or you can eat, because that's it. We'll be back with the rest of the program in a little bit. Thanks very much.